Welcome everyone. Episode 13.
How you doing today, Ryan?
Good. Couldn't be better with another Poke showing.
Yeah. Sounds good.
How about yourself?
I'm good too, by the way. Yeah, I just went with the family to a indoor water park. That was fun.
Sounds slippery.
Yeah, got to go on a lazy river and on some slides.
An indoor lazy river?
Indoor lazy river, yeah.
Why didn't you take me there when we were?
it's really for kids. Like the water would only get up to your belly button, probably.
So this is episode 13, Mystery at the Lighthouse. Always down for a good mystery.
Do you think it's actually going to be a mystery episode?
Maybe
or do you think it's just going to be a regular comic relief episode with something they don't ever find out?
Are you asking me if it's going to be like a Sherlock's Holmes novel or like a Scooby-Doo episode?
That's what I'm hoping for. I doubt it though. Yeah.
Never know what to expect. Alrighty, man.
Well, I wouldn't mind seeing Shaggy pop his head out the corner here. Super Saiyan Shaggy.
There you go.
Alright, well, let's find out what this mystery is all about. Or, I guess we probably won't find out. Let's see what they have to show us.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, I'm ready if you are.
Do it. You know what? I have to say, this is probably my favorite episode so far that doesn't have a battle.
Really?
Yeah, I really like this episode. I love the way it started, where we get... I mean, it's cool when we get to see a little bit of a sneak peek about, like, the last episodes, what had been going on. But this episode, it showed us, like, his Pokemon. His Pokemon had, like, a sense of humor. I love like Marowak being like, well, I don't know what's going on here. And then we get to learn about the 6 Pokemon. And I feel like Ash kind of learned a lesson in this episode. Right?
What lesson do you feel like he learned?
I feel like first of all, he learned how many Pokemon there are out there. And at first he felt like kind of like a failure because he only has 7 Pokemon. And I think he always does kind of feel like a failure, and that's why he's always talking himself up.
I feel like he should count like 9, because he had Caterpie and Metapod that should count as captured Pokemon in his Pokedex. You know,
that's true. Yeah, I agree with that. But at the same time, like by the end of the episode, he's thinking, "Hey, like I'm okay. Like this is a good start. Like I'm doing all right. I'm on my journey. I just started." And I don't know, I feel like that's a pretty good lesson to learn, to know where you're at in your journey, and that it's okay that you're not, that you don't have 150 Pokemon when you've only been around for, I don't know, how many episodes? 8? Something like that? 9?
13.
13. Okay. Oops. No, then you know what? He should have more Pokemon.
At least 45, like Gary.
At least 45. And I really like the Krabby scene. Like, it didn't really have to do much with the storyline, with the whole mystery of Dragonite or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I really liked the way it began. I liked how he caught Krabby. That was funny and that was enjoyable. And seeing Professor Oak. I was going to say Dr. Oak. Professor Oak. I don't even know he's a doctor. Seeing Professor Oak, like the scene with his Krabby and Gary's Krabby, I don't know, all that stuff was pretty enjoyable. I really enjoyed this episode. And the extra, Bill, like, not bad. Like, I wouldn't say he's phenomenal, but I also wouldn't say he's, like, a freaking samurai or something whack like that.
Excuse me.
Sorry, I'm the one that brought it up this time with the freaking samurai.
The golden standard.
Oh man, no. Yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. So what were our encounters? Krabby and Dragonite?
Yeah. Which one would you choose?
Are we going to count Kabuto?
No, that wasn't a Pokemon. That was Bill.
Who would I choose? I'd choose Krabby.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm not a huge Dragonite fan. I'm not a huge, like, Dragon fan, period. I feel like, especially in the games, like, a lot of them are too overpowered, and it's not fun for me to use them. I really love Dragonair, Dratini, and Dragonair. And I was very, very let down the day I found out what they turned into. Because, I mean, if they would have just made Dragonite, but gave him the same blue color, maybe I would have been okay with it, and maybe, like, a horn. But I
like a unicorn,
I hate the way they made horn? That transformation. It makes no sense.
Like a unicorn horn?
Yeah, he says, bro, Krabby is cute. My niece is 6 months old, and she's doing bubbles, and every time I see Krabby, I think of her. That's awesome. When you're seeing Pokemon in your real life, that's when you know that you have a good life.
When Professor Oak was, like, cooking crab, he's like, no, my niece.
Not more Krabby!
Yeah.
Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they should have made Charizard like Fire Dragon, honestly. I love dragons. Like, I remember wanting Dragonite on Charizard on my team forever when I was, like, in the single digits, first learning how to play Pokemon on the red version. I think...
But, okay, but, for example, I remember you talking about how you hate... how the transformation between Wartortle and Blastoise, where they put in the cannons, it doesn't make sense to you, right?
Yeah.
Like, does it make sense to you at all, like the Dratini line?
No, but I mean, I've honestly gone numb to that because some evolutions just don't make sense to me. Like, Magikarp to Gyarados, you know, or...
Yeah, I mean, that one's pretty ridiculous, too. I mean, that one's kind of a joke, though, right? Like, everybody knows it's a joke.
At least Dragonite doesn't evolve into a Digimon. Like, a completely random monster with guns. That's what Wartortle does. That's literally my whole problem with Wartortle and Blastoise. Like, Squirtle and Wartortle do not have any mechanics, machinery, no hints at all to, like, artificial weapons. And then Blastoise comes with 2, like, legit metal guns on his back. It'd be different if maybe, like, they had, like, a metal shell, you know? Mm-hmm. I'd be like, oh, okay, like, you know, like, those guns have...
He just gets hard.
Yeah. They use harden.
He just gets hard, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, funny story, Lethal Sports. I actually traded my vintage...
I'm actually hard right now.
I actually traded my vintage Charizard card for Digimon cards when I was a kid. Because I thought that was like the next big thing. Yikes.
You know, going into it, like, I'll actually say this. This is actually probably my least favorite episode so far. I'm trying to think.
Really?
I'm trying to think if there's one that I enjoyed less than this. And one's not coming to mind. Maybe the second episode, like the attack on when like Ash turns into a terrorist, you know, and blows up a whole Pokemon Center.
Right. Yeah.
But this
we have very different tastes. I honestly think like this is probably the second best episode we've seen.
Oh my god, that's the second from Samurai.
No. The Clefairy one. I really like that one a lot.
It's the metronome. Yeah. No, man. Like, this one had just too many plots I wouldn't know. Magikarp and Gyarados are Japanese mythology. I know Gyarados is... Magikarp is probably just like, like a good luck? You guys know it? Yeah. I know the Gyarados one.
Pupitar is so random.
That's true. That is true. Okay, can we explain why a mini dinosaur turns into a cocoon and then a giant Godzilla? Oh my gosh. Yes, Katie. But no, Lethal Squirts, please. I am gonna go on a separate tangent right now about this episode. But if you want to type in the mythology, like, I would love to hear it. Um, oh my gosh, Katie,
Oh my gosh!
yes.
Next time I get a dog, I'm gonna name him Poopatar. This is the best. That's the best name ever.
Poopatar? Poopatar?
That's my. Next time I get a dog, I'm gonna name him Poopatar. Oh gosh, that's awesome. Thank you, Katie.
With this episode, like, I feel there were so many plot holes. You know, I don't like it when things don't get wrapped up or things don't make sense. You know, like, first of all, like, how do they not question what was happening to the Dragonite is, like, my biggest thing, you know? And
come on.
Okay, and the second thing is, like, he's literally going to be standing around there waiting for this Dragonite. Like, this Dragonite doesn't know it wasn't Bill shooting at it. Why would this Dragonite come back?
Because they were sending messages to each other.
Yeah, and now it looks like a trap. Now it looks like he was setting him up this whole time to come and get attacked.
You know, Bill's a smart guy. I'm sure he can figure something out.
Is he, though? He puts on costumes.
He is.
He puts on costumes and pretends to be extinct popcorn.
He has interesting methods. He definitely has interesting methods, but like, he's able to communicate with a Dragonite and understand him.
Ash does the same thing with a Pikachu.
Okay, but Pikachu's his partner in crime. Like, this is a Dragonite, like, not one of his own Pokemon that he spends every day with.
Yeah, I feel, he's very passionate,
Yeah.
He's probably got some, like, autistic level genius when it comes to his passion,
Yeah.
But
okay, I can see that.
I don't feel like this episode. I feel like if you remove this episode from the story, it wouldn't change anything.
Yeah, but we've run into many episodes of like that, haven't we? Minus the capturing. I mean, Krabby comes into play later on, right? Like, he does have his Krabby later on, and he becomes a Kingler.
I would say the Krabby...
It's important fights.
The Krabby capture is the saving grace this episode. That shows growth in Ash, which is something that has not been shown yet. Although I don't know why I don't feel like he still doesn't grasp yet, like, the concept of being a trainer and what it means to capture Pokemon and stuff like that, because he didn't battle this Krabby traditionally. Like, he went at this Krabby with a freaking stick,
Yeah, it was slow motion fighting. That was great. Yeah, no. I love that. I love that.
I feel like that's a saving grace. That was my favorite, probably my only favorite part, aside from the Dragonite aesthetic. I feel like they made a Dragonite look awesome. Like, that Dragonite looked intimidating, mysterious, I guess if you want to call that a mystery, that's what the mystery at the Lighthouse was, like, what that Pokemon was. But that mystery wasn't solved. They were never like, that's a Dragonite, This mystery still remains unsolved to our heroes, which makes our future reference with Dragonite a little more confusing. When Dragonite drops off a letter, they're all like, haven't I seen you before? Didn't you try to kill me at a lighthouse?
100 times your size.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw a Pokemon just like that. It was at least 3 times bigger than that.
Yeah. What is this, a Dragonite for ants?
Oh, look, Lethal Squirts is telling us the myth here. Hey, before we read this myth, we wanted to let you know, Lethal Squirts, we couldn't get YouTube to show up here on the screen, so we're going to have to try to figure it out and do the request video another time, probably.
Yeah, I guess it's copyrighted, so we're having some issues with that.
You want to read it, Rami?
Okay, he says it's actually a Chinese myth. The myth describes a Magikarp, trying to ascend into the legendary waterfall called Dragon Gate. the carp that made it through were rewarded and transformed into a dragon, Gyarados, because of its perseverance. That's actually really good. I mean, I love Chinese proverbs and like myths and stuff like that. They always have like this insane message behind it.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. Some days I feel like a little carp, just splashing around, worthless,
And then
I get something done.
and
You know,
and then Katie tells you that it's not all about size.
and Katie tells me size doesn't matter, and all of
And
a
then
sudden
you-
I feel like a Gyarados.
And you feel like a Gyarados. That's what it's all about.
Mhm.
That's beautiful. Thanks for sharing that, Lethal Squirts. That's
Yeah.
really, really neat.
You're like our Pokemon lore person. You know,
I know.
because
You add so much more to our channel. Thank you so much.
Katie's like, you bet.
You bet.
She's like, good job, bro. Afterwards,
Yeah.
she's like, you did good, little buddy, and pats my shoulder.
Oh man, that's cute. Wait, so are you gonna go with Dragonite or Krabby for your encounter pick?
Bro, Dragonite.
Yeah, you're just saying you love dragons.
Yeah, I love dragons. I wish they made Charizard a dragon type instead of flying. Like, I feel like it could have been implied with those wings that Charizard flies.
When I drive my truck, I like to listen to audiobooks and lore about Pokemon and stuff. Bro, please send us whatever podcast you're listening to.
Yeah.
Because I would love to listen to that.
Me too. Oh my gosh, I didn't know such thing existed.
For sure. Like, send us, I don't know if it's like through Audible or like podcast or something.
Because we got
We do have Audible, so that just let us know because I would love to hear about that. I really enjoy it. Like I said, for not having too much action, I really enjoyed this episode. I also love the detail of just Dragonite's song being beautiful, and even Brock asking Misty to dance. Like that little detail, I really like that. I thought that was cute. I thought that was neat. I love the Krabby entrance. I like the Krabby capture. I like Professor Oak's cameo, and I like just how it started with showing us all the Pokemon that he has. I really love.
I'll give you that.
And there wasn't even any battling. There wasn't any Onyx coming through the ground and slamming into everything. But I loved it, and I'm actually gonna give it. I'm gonna give it 4 Krabby booty pinches.
Oh. Ooh. I mean, I'll give you that. I did enjoy the beautiful song, you know, because something in nature like that is, you know, beautiful. You know, I would dance to that stuff too, with Brock, to be clear.
With Brock. Naked.
Naked.
Because if we're doing natural, right?
I enjoyed the phone call to Professor Oak. I feel like Professor Oak's a solid character, but
For sure.
I just feel like they just didn't question enough stuff, and like the knowledge that Bill was passing down, I feel like Professor Oak could have gave Ash. You know, like what did Ash learn? Like there's 150 Pokemon, you know, and just your purpose. But I feel like they've already been talking about that, you know, in previous episodes.
Yeah, that was a cool graphic too, when it showed the pictures of all the Pokemon.
Yeah.
But
again, I feel
Lethal
like
Sports says I'll do a 5 because the song and Krabby. Yeah, man, I'm with you, Lethal Sports. I love this episode.
nice. Katie, tell us your rating. However,
Let's keep going though. I really want to hear what your gripes.
my gripes, yeah. I honestly feel like there was nothing that Bill added that another person could have added for him. You know, I feel like, again, like this probably could have been improved if they maybe cut out the beginning, with Ash talking, like recapping his Pokemon, and maybe solving the mystery, maybe resolving that friendship with Dragonite, like unless this comes back into play for something, unless there's another episode where Bill and Dragonite reunite, I give it 3 Krabby Raspberries.
That's awesome.
I just feel like this is the one episode that didn't wrap up so neatly. Usually so far, Pokemon's been pretty good about, even if it's very forced, wrapping up the
like Brock saying, "Hey, we got to get out of here now."
Yeah, exactly. Like they've always been good about concluding what was going on. Whether it's like Team Rocket coming in with a giant vacuum and then immediately getting blown away, like they always conclude what's going on. In this episode, they didn't. Bill's lighthouse got destroyed. Dragonite just got attacked and walked away. Team Rocket didn't do anything that they were setting out to do. The only conclusion, the only closure we had in this episode was Ash capturing a Pokemon literally the same way he did Caterpie. The only Pokemon he caught traditionally is Pidgeotto. And I feel like they could have used this.
Well, Bulbasaur too.
Yeah, Bulbasaur too. That was like a test though, like it wasn't like a truly wild encounter. Bulbasaur's like, if you can beat me.
Right.
But they were literally going back, and his inner dialogue was literally about him wanting to grow as a trainer, catch up to Gary, like his rival. And they could have done a growth thing, like, what? And they could have battled this Krabby. It could have been just as short, but at least a something battle, and then him capture it and weaken it. But instead they went for this Krabby is so weak, it doesn't matter if it's hurt, just like Caterpie.
Well, I think that it was unique. Like, I think for Caterpie, they just kind of threw the ball. With Krabby, we had like a slow motion battle with the stick and the pinching.
I'll put the quotations on that battle, because that Krabby took no damage. He might as well have just thrown a Pokeball.
Maybe he was just distracting him from the Pokeball being thrown. That's what it seemed like what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer him to catch his Pokemon by battling them, but I thought this was okay. Lethal Sport says, I sometimes feel sorry for Jesse and James. I wish we could see more about them.
Yeah, I agree.
We do get to see it. I remember there's an episode coming up about James's childhood pretty soon.
Really? I agree. I wish we saw more of them too. They're easily some of my favorite characters, but I just wish when they are, I feel like they get a little too much time for how little they add. And I feel like when they are added, I wish it'd add on to the story rather than take away from it. Like this is one of the few times that Team Rocket has actually interacted with the main plot of the story. That has some like repercussions to it, like similar to when they stole AJ Sandslash. Like they successfully intertwined themselves into the plot. Whereas Charmander or Misty's gym, they kind of just show in for like a nuisance that actually takes away from what's actually happening in the story.
Yeah, I can see that. So, I mean, as far as characters go, though, as an extra, like, where would you put Bill? Like, putting aside the samurai, please. Okay. Just forget about the samurai exists.
He is not samurai level. All right, he is.
Like, would you put him like AJ level, or would you put him in the level of Melanie, who really doesn't do anything?
Yeah.
Or just kind of like a maniac.
I would definitely put him above Melanie and Seymour. Just because he did bring some insight to Ash.
Yeah.
That we are assuming he's taken away at the end of the episode, like he is kind of...
Yeah, it seems like it.
He's kind of like taking away some of the words Bill said, but I feel like if this is the route they were going, I feel like this should have been like a 2-part episode. It would have been much more interesting as like when they go on the boat, how it's part 1 and part 2. Like this could have been a part 1 and part 2. And because Bill actually being he's actually he's a key character in the game, like he's in a Clefairy thing. You have to like separate him. Like he's a key character, and here he's forgettable,
Yeah, I don't remember if we run into him again, but as far as extras at the beginning of this anime, he's the one I would be least surprised if we run into again.
Yeah, same.
Especially because he keeps showing up in the video games too. I know in Johto, he's the one that gives you an Eevee.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think I'll keep an eye out for him. But I also would be surprised if the next time we see him, he looks very different, because his look wasn't, it was kind of whack.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if I feel like we have to. I feel like he wasn't done justice here for the level of brightness and creative that the Pokemon stories usually give him.
Right.
I feel like this didn't do him justice. I feel like they started off as a joke. Oh, I want to eat tofu. Oh, I'm stuck in a costume. Step bro, what are you doing? And then from there we jump to him like in the lighthouse, calling Dragonite, not questioning why Dragonite has giant explosives going off all over him. And when Dragonite destroys his light tower and walks away, he's like, "Don't worry, guys, he'll be back."
We got a thing going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got a little back and forth.
It's complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so what was your rating? Did you say?
I haven't given one yet. Like I am not up there with the 5s and the 3s. I'm actually gonna give it a 2.
Wow. This is the biggest range of difference I think we've had.
2 mysterious explosions.
Maybe minus the samurai one.
2 mysterious explosions.
2 mysterious explosions. How fitting. Wow, man. I feel like you're always a little bit above me on the ratings. This time we're on the opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
That's cool, though. I mean...
He's definitely no samurai. I'll say that.
No, this is my favorite episode since the Clefairy one.
It's the metronome.
Metronome! It's a freaking onyx! Well, yeah. Good episode. I liked it. I had fun. I look forward to our next viewing on Thursday. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I look forward to moving on too. Let's see what we're in for next week. Looks like Electric Shock Showdown. Looks like
Lieutenant Surge.
Looks like Ash will be challenging Lieutenant Surge.
Oh, I remember this one being very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be good.
This is probably where we will see Raichu slam face down on the floor.
Yeah, for sure.
If I had to guess.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, that's all I've got to say about that.
Yeah, I don't even know why they call it a mystery. I guess because it was an unknown Pokemon.
Lethal Score says, I remember that episode. The Lieutenant Surge one? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm surprised we weren't thinking about it when we were talking about memorable episodes, because there's a lot that goes on there. And I love Raichu in this episode. I love Raichu too, man.
I actually like Raichu more than Pikachu.
You do or you don't?
I do.
Me too. I like the design much better than Pikachu. I like just his moveset, everything. I guess he's not as agile or whatever, according to the anime, but Raichu is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Well, that does it for episode 13. Remember to give your significant other those Nala eyes. Save them for us.
And keep dangling your bananas. You know what? Off of whatever you want.
Preferably a chin. Preferably
a chin.
Dangle them on my chin. Cute, chubby boy.
Boy.
He's talking about me.
That's my boy.
He's talking about me, not the right you me.
Oh, he's talking about you. You are a cute, chubby boy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Katie, no Nala eyes. Oh,
no Nala eyes, please.
You get them all Nala eyes.
They're so irresistible.
Are you ready for this Magikarp splash?
Nice. Oh man, you're gonna have her with the Krabby Babas.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate the support. Appreciate the comments and the lore. Super cool.
Yeah. Thanks for participating. We really appreciate it.
I'll send you a message on Messenger, Lethal Squirts, and you let me know where you're getting those podcasts.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you going to go through the tunnel and emerge a dragon? Oh, dang. That's a very personal question, all right?
That backdoor tunnel, if you guys know what I'm talking about.
She's ready for a vice. Oh, man. How come my wife's not on the chat today? I want some of this attention.
Oh, my gosh. Alrighty, guys. Have a good day. We'll see you Thursday at 8 p.m. Central.
Yeah, just keep an eye on the time on our. Or we're just gonna switch the times on our channel, right?
If we know ahead of time it's gonna be running late or early, we'll change it on the Twitch description.
And thank you
Tiger.
For our Go Tiger. Go get him, Tiger.
That's cute, chubby boy to you. All right.
Yeah, and thank you guys for being patient with our technical difficulties. We're still really kind of new to this and trying to figure out a lot of things.
Ascend into divinity. I am leaving the stream a boy and will be joining back a man.
And we will sing your praises. Now you're a man.
A man. Now you're a man. All right, guys.
Okay, bye.
We'll see you Thursday.
Peace out.